Knock, knock. Who's there? I don't know. Okay, but it's just that I don't know who the main characters are of this drama. Because 6 years ago, a person using voice disguising technology started talking to me using the name Rumpelstiltskin. I still don't know what that person's commonly used everyday name is. What's their name on their social insurance number, social security number, or whatever it is in other countries? What's their official name here on planet Earth? So I don't have an answer to who's there for 6 years. Okay, so we wanted to talk about what we call Rumpelstiltskin, that character, that person, calls the Bon Jest. It's from Beau Geste, which was a series of movies, and I don't not really related to the Bon Jest or the Beau Geste is just what we call giving God a chance. It's you as a human. You don't know if God exists or if it doesn't exist. The negative option is saying God does not exist. The Bon Geste is saying, well, at the end of life, that's where most humans would say that's where you're going to find out if God is real or not, the day you drop dead. Because you drop dead to the physical world that we're all used to, and then you disappear from the land of the living, and for us, you go to the land of the dead. But for you, you get to find out if God is real or not. So the person who took the Bon Geste, yes, that God exists, lives as if God exists. And the person who took the negative option lives as if God does not exist. The agnostic person would be, because that would be the pure atheist, Richard Dawkins, the scientist, The Selfish Gene. This is his book. Famous atheist. Very smart. Okay, and what else do we want to talk about? Well, while this is going on, I'm still under electronic harassment attack, or what you can just call it psychic attack, because it's negative prayer towards me on behalf of the human. And the negative prayer is if they do have some kind of a computer console, then they've got a console that they're playing with in order to adjust the attacks on me. But, it could just be somebody who just has a hate on for me, and they're not actively using a gun or a directed energy weapon or remote neural monitoring or electronic harassment, and they're not coming around, with their big black limousine to run me over like they're Tony Soprano. They just simply have a negative prayer towards me. And that the common meme is haters gonna hate. Everybody knows that one. Electronically induced itch. You saw those kind of things. Blah, 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 blah. Havana, Cuba, a microwave attack on the U.S. Embassy staff. I don't know. It was jammed in by one of the other stupid people that just won't let me talk about, the Bon Geste. Well, the Bon Geste is right now, anybody who is a pure atheist is going to say, well, they're using electronic harassment on you, and the movie Firefox in 1990, starring Clint Eastwood. Everyone saw it. Clint Eastwood flew a Russian jet fighter plane by his mind only, and you'll remember he had to think in Russian in order for the commands to work. So clearly, he flew the plane, so Clint Eastwood was thinking in Russian. So they told us that there is a way to interface your mind with the most advanced technology on the planet, a jet fighter. So anybody telling me that it's not possible for somebody to be hooked up to a machine where their mind is connected to weaponry called remote neural monitoring that can do all kinds of shit. Like this is a lying sack of shit. Fuck off on that thing over and over and over and over again. Susan fucking Burrows, David fucking Burrows, Kathy fucking Malin Burrows. Devils, all of you. Fuckface things. Anyways, that's my parents and my sisters. Because the other sister doesn't exist anymore. Because her name, next one would have been mentioned, but she doesn't exist for me. Because we're... Anyways, she did it. So, see ya, whatever you used to be. Pure devil now. Okay, so let's see. So, where do we go with the Bon jest? Is like if you are a pure atheist and you could see that electronically I can be attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked, you got to know how many zillion actual attempts to kill me using this machine have been done. I don't know, 2 a day. By remote control. Remember Darth Vader did it? The choke, force choke. It was in the Star Wars early games, the video games. Because it was a force choke, where Darth Vader chokes you like this. Not with his hand, but with the force. His metachlorians, or whatever they said in those movies, gave him the ability to be very strong with the force. And he directed the force in an evil way into a force choke. Because it was a video game. I played those video games, the Star Wars video games, a force choke. And that's what they did 2 times today on me. Nobody in the room. It's not physical, but it definitely feels physical to me. Could you do that with negative prayer? I believe you could. I believe all of you, if you both, if you all, I don't know, because it doesn't have to be 2. Somebody said 2 people. So there's 2 people that are doing it because they just admitted it, but I don't know who they are. But there's many, many people who hate me. Are there many, many people that hate you in your life? Probably so. Everybody got people that, that we don't get along. Not secret, openly. Like, I hate that guy. I never liked that guy. That's what Jason Malin told me about Mike Biggs. When it was first coming up about, the separation of Barb and Mike Biggs. Was he serious? You damn straight he was serious. Because I was of the opinion that, Jason, come on. Like, I don't know, when this blows over, the divorce is over, and all the animosity is gone because they're no longer married. It's like, you're going to tell me for the rest of your life you're not going to be friends with Mike Biggs? And, we snowboarded many times. Jason Malin, you, me, Mike Biggs, Kathy Burrows Malin, and that other thing. And you're going to tell me you hated that guy the whole time? You would even snowboard with that guy, but you secretly hated that guy? Because that's what you told me when I was trying to give you a bit of sanity on the whole thing, Jason. Because seriously, isn't that what actually happens? And then, when you were vicious and violent towards me, you were, Jason, because I was just saying, like, mellow out, Jay. I mean, it's going to be you, Mike Biggs, and me smoking a joint. Like, we could go right now, because I don't hate Mike Biggs, and I never did. And even this Barbie garbage's thing is like, well, I don't care. I have a separate relationship with Mike Biggs. We went golfing just before the breakup. The 2 of us went golfing. I didn't know he was screwing around or whatever. But, and I don't care. I really don't care. I don't know. If it was me and I had to fuck the same woman for a lifetime, I wouldn't do it. That's insane. I'm not that guy. I don't know. You all people think that I am something I am not. I'm an active gay man in Vancouver, a free love capital of Canada. That's where all the people go for free love. And, anything goes there. So whatever you think about me being, I don't even know. I don't even know, Jason. But, you rang back to me with a dark glint. As in, fuck off, Bob. You said to me, "What are you on, drugs?" That's that chirping look that you give people when you're on the ice and you're ready to drop your gloves and punch them in the fucking face, Jason. And that's what you did to me when I was just trying to mail you out about Mike Biggs. You said, "I never liked that guy." Is that the truth? That from the get-go, you never liked Mike Biggs? And you were a two-faced fuckface to him all those years? That's the way I read it, Jason. And last I heard, Mike Biggs was dating Christine Lannon, and you work for Lannon Realty. Talk about sleeping with the enemy. Holy fuckface you people are. Anyways, we want to go back to the Bon jest of Rumpelstiltskin. And that is, well, if you live your lifetime that there is no God and there is no judgment, then you don't worry about being judged at the end of your life when the day comes when you drop dead. You just cover it with a sticker called, once in a while I go to the, St. Pat's or something. Once at Christmas maybe. Are you? I don't care. Confession. Who the fuck cares? You're just one of a million people who pretend that, they're a good enough person to make it through. And on the day that you die, then, I faced every day the way I have, and I'll face that day as it comes. Carpe diem. Live for today. So day after day after day goes on. And I'm tortured for year after year after year. And my brother-in-law has not come to talk to me about it at all. Denies that I exist, just like Mark Bernardi, cut out of the Mallon family, Bobby Burrows. Mark Bernardi used to date. And then he got married to one of the Mallon girls. And then she fell out of favor with him or something, and then the quickie divorce. And if you go to, where they have all the old pictures, well, there were some pictures where Mark Bernardi was in the picture, and they took scissors and they cut his picture out. Really? You got so much hatred toward this guy that you divorced that you're going to actually pretend that he never actually was married to you? Sounds like Daryl Simonik. Because you got married to a woman, and then down in Alabama. And then he got divorced, and then he married another girl, and he didn't tell the other girl that he had previously married. He lied about it. What? Why are you ashamed of whatever you went through? I went through that big fucking whoop. You want to be a virgin bride for your virgin bride. Is that what you told her? I'm a virgin, you'll be a virgin? What the fuck twisted twerp are you, fuckface thing? So anyways, day by day goes by, and your mean-spirited fuckface underneath your facade, your mask, your ego mask, it's called in psychology. So that's the way you live. And then on the day when you're judged, on the day you die, or if you're solid atheist, it's just you just fade to black, and that's it. So that's the way it is. And you reject outright the possibility that God exists. Outright, that is, there's only one thing that's for sure. For you, God does not exist. And then you have to try and figure out, because every other member of your family has physically died. So, people commonly say the only things that you can be sure of are death and taxes. So you people, there's no God, but there definitely is death. Boom. And then you find out. Because you lived your whole life Denying God, which is denying good for everybody, Demonic attack, blah, 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 demonic attack, blah, 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 blah. Attack. Why? The people that still are using remote neural monitoring want to be in every fucking video of mine. Because like a sample a day that I still can be electronic attack is not good enough for them. Because that's going on in their mind. That's what they keep telling us all the time. Why do they do it? Because they want to keep telling people that they haven't lost control of their remote neural monitoring. Because, I don't know, head games among all you fuckface people. Head game after head game. Igor. That's what Sananda, the Ascended Master, calls ego. Igor the ego. So just take a moment to reset Agilite. On the other hand, if Rumpelstiltskin was smart, he would have all told you, why are you still trying to stop? Because there's nothing else to talk about. Because in the end, he says over and over again, why do you continue to pretend that you don't exist in the lake of fire? Because in your physicality, you're what? Who are we talking to, Rumpelstiltskin? We're not able to tell you because Rumpelstiltskin just acted me to put some ridiculous thing in there because it's about the Bon Geste and as you've acted like an angelic in this lifetime, then on Judgment Day you walk away. But if you're a humanitarian person, you don't believe in God, but you're a humanitarian and you act humanely. Then who's going to judge you when you drop dead in your physicality? So, buddy, I guess you're not worried about it. Well, I don't know if you're a humane person, but you're still... I don't know. Who's going to judge you? Nobody. Why do you feel like you need to join a movement and you declare yourself as one of those... It's Festivus. George Costanza. It's not Christmas, but, everybody else is having a feast, and so I'm going to have a feast, and I'm not Christian, so I'm just going to have my Festivus. I'm going to have a festival, Roman Bacchanal, and we're going to have a feast, a huge banquet of everything you can imagine, sweetmeats and everything. Sweetmeats are Rumpelstiltskin's description for meat. It refers to a biblical story about the Old Testament when there were some young people who were God's people who had to go and serve a foreign king. And they were vegetarian at home. And their parents told them, when you go there, never eat sweetmeats because they're disguised, it's meat but disguised to be candy. And it's kept at that table, so you stay the fuck away from that table of sweetmeats. If it's sweetmeats, I don't know. Whatever they were given the instruction is don't eat it. Don't eat the meat. Because if you eat the meat, you'll become like them and you'll become an orc. O-R-C, orc, from Lord of the Rings. Cannibals. I'm not a cannibal, I only eat baconators. Would you eat your dog? Would you surreptitiously in the middle of the night go to your neighbor and slit the dog's throat of your neighbor's dog? And then bring it home and down the basement and cut it up and then cook it on the stovetop inside the kitchen? Or would you have a barbecue and just pretend you got it from, the Winn-Dixie or something? Anyways, you go and look at the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals website, and there'll be a million more arguments about not eating meat. So the Bon Geste for me is, long before Rumpelstiltskin came along, It's like, well, it's a dead end. If you don't believe in God, then you don't believe in God, and you're not going to be open for anything godly to happen to you. It's going to be the same boring routine. Stuart Wilde, the metaphysical teacher, would call it TikTok life. A lot of people, it's simply get drunk, go to your stupid job that you hate, and put in your time to make enough money to eventually it's just, you and the bottle of booze. It's just, you're a functional alcoholic. Or you're a binge drinker on the weekend warriors, and you've been doing it for decades. Because booze, for those people, becomes God. Whatever I need, and in the end, I don't even want these other fucking people at the party. In the end, what I really want is the lovely feeling I get. When you first get the first bit of booze into your bloodstream and you just get that feeling of just, oh. Because it does change your consciousness. It does. I remember in those days when I used to drink, because it was like, would it come on your first beer? On an empty stomach for me, one beer would be enough to get me that feeling, yes. On a full stomach, then I don't know. Then you end up drinking too many, and then you end up barfing all your food and your beer all over the place. But it does change your consciousness, and once you get that feeling, it's like, this is where I want to be. And how do I get there? Well, I got to have a beer. But in Canada, having a beer every day is no different than having a coffee every day. Constantly broadcast on mainstream TV are advertisements for hard liquor, Crown Royal, and various types of beer. How many fresh vegetable ads do we see? Well, you get Ontario Foodland on there. I don't know. It's really funny in Canada that there is unbelievably extensive warnings on cigarettes. So what do we have here? It's a guy in a wheelchair who is crippled because apparently he smokes cigarettes. Does he look like he smokes cigarettes or not? Does he look like a pretty muscly guy? Like he's been at the gym, this particular actor? Well, if he is paralyzed, then, clearly he is in good shape in his upper body. Does he look like he's dying? With muscles like that? Does that guy look like he's dying? Does it look like he's got cancer? Because cancer will whittle away your whole body. You lose muscle everywhere if you've got cancer. Does he look like he's got cancer? This young guy here? The fuck he does. But anyways, we're given all these warnings in French and in English all over my package that cost me so much money. Government of Canada approved. Duty paid. All these warnings about everything. There's just never-ending warnings about cigarettes or whatever. But if you go into the government-owned liquor store in Ontario, Canada, any city, it's government-owned. LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario. There's doublespeak from Newspeak from 1984, George Orwell. Liquor Control Board of Ontario, and they're constantly marketing the product that they sell. And we all know it's poison and addictive. It causes unbelievable, horrible social problems. Why did they allow? Because at one point in the 1980s, they banned hard alcohol advertising on Canadian television. And then somewhere along the line, the law was changed. Well, they put the law in place to get people to stop drinking booze, especially young people. They didn't want young people exposed to all this advertising trying to induce them to start drinking booze. So the government of the day saw alcohol as a social ill. And yet, if you go into the Liquor Control Board of Ontario liquor store in Canada and you get a bottle of booze, I don't have any, there is zero warning labels on it. No warning whatsoever. The minimal warning, which is a pretty big warning if you think about it, is don't be pregnant and drink, and don't breastfeed and drink this. So clearly it's toxic. Anybody can sort of put two and two. I mean, it's ignored all the time by Americans, but at least the label is there. So I know where a child, for the first time ever, when they go into the liquor store, when they turn the legal age of 19, goes in there, and in America, they can pick it up and they say, Don't drink this if you're pregnant, or if you're going to breastfeed. And it's like, this is going to kill babies, so it's going to kill me. Because I'm a baby. I'm just 19. I shouldn't drink this. This is poison. But in Canada, there's nothing, no warning label about pregnancy and breastfeeding on alcohol bottles. Alcohol bottles. Demonic attack. Same fucking stupid people thinking that my video is better off by showing you over and over again, all the time, that they haven't lost the ability to do this since earlier in the video. This is called standing there with your wanger hanging out. Look at me with my wanger hanging out. Look at me with my wanger hanging out. Your dick pic hanging out. Look at me, hi! Showboating or photobombing. Because that's the way they treat me, a human being. And that's the way you treat me, like something to be abused. Because that's the way I feel here. So, somebody said, well, a 3D person would say, well, where's your God? Why isn't your God helping you out right now? And the answer was given to us by David R. Hawkins on consciousness research, who I talk about all the time, and I don't think anybody else thinks about it. But he said, we're in a purgatorial realm, earth. You're in purgatory. And the Roman Catholic Church would say, if you're in purgatory, it means you're not good enough for heaven. So be the change that you want to see. In other words, make yourself fit for heaven. Become an angel. And Matt Kahn told you in his talk on YouTube, Stopping the Internal Conflict. And I listened to that lecture, and all the devils that are around here with me by remote control heard it too. And that's where the Bobby Burrows technique of an easy way to let go of your ego came about. And on Jesus Burrows, you'll find that Bobby Burrows technique in various places, including the link at the top, if it works. Shitty fucking California technology. Because there's so many things that are so stupid about technology and these stupid phones. Always clicking on something, and instead of having instantaneously the phone respond, it's like delay states. All the time, open up all these apps, and it's like they pretend that the computer is overtaxed for you. So you got to buy a new one because it's always too slow. That's built-in wait states, and we remember wait states from days of the 486 computers back in like 1984 or something. They used to advertise that on computer magazines in every bookshop, every magazine rack. Fucking demonic attack, fucking stupid Brent Beeson. Brent Beeson wants his name used again, but he won't use his real Canadian name or American name or Moroccan name. He won't use it year after year after year. So, stupid fucking Packy. That's what I call people. It's given. Packee. One who is packed out to the lake of fire, where every egoic fucking person is going. That's everyone who is under 540 on the scale of human consciousness, which is unconditional love. And if you don't have unconditional love, then you're going to the lake of fucking fire on Judgment Day. We're in purgatory, so why isn't God helping you, Bob? Well, the answer is fuck off. But the other answer is I don't even know. Because me as Bob is like, this is just a bunch of stories, and I've been beaten up horribly by evil fucking people who over and over and over again, they hate the image of Bob Burrows. They hate the personal history of Bob Burrows. In this now moment, they pray against this thing, this body-mind complex. It's prayed negative prayer against me. Haters gonna hate. And haters are hating on me so much that they continually attempt to kill me with their hate. And it really does feel horrible to be tortured all day long by this fucking hate against me. Somebody who said, I'm going to take the Bon Geste. And on Judgment Day, on the day I die, when I find out whether there's God or not, well, I did everything I can to put me in the good graces of Lord Jesus Christ. And all the fucking people that continually say that, I'm verbally abusive to them, like my father, who continues to eat meat. There's no way you're going to be at unconditional love, because you don't have unconditional love for the farm animals. You hate them. You hate them so much that you're willing to kill them by going bang against their head in the slaughterhouse, and then carve up their bodies into pastrami, and they eat it. So by default, you meat eaters are evil. Round and round we go.